titillate the juices. You know what? Woo! Right now. Woo! Woo!
Dr. Hughes invites followers. Oh, let's see if they increase now. Me too. Yeah, wow. Dr. Hughes.
Mock-ass mock.
He's a great podcaster.
Trick-ass mock.
Acknowledge me.
We coming for you, nigga. Fat! Yeah, Dr. Hughes, here we go. Keep plugging yourself, that's cool.
First up, a man whose looks will serve your inner needs and desires.
Dr. Hughes.
Oh, yes, Dr. Huge and the Dr. Huge Show back for another Saturday at 3 p.m. That's where you can catch this show every Saturday, Sleaze. Let them know.
Every fucking Saturday. Every Saturday.
Grab him by
Even
the
when
neck
I'm not
and
here.
push him into the sign. 3 p.m. Saturday. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. I'm sick of you fucking lazy people out here that won't hit buttons. You'll watch for 2 hours plus, and then you don't hit the button.
Douche. It's a douche move.
Yep, I'll hit something. Right? YouTube TOS in a boxing ring, of course. That's where you always fight with your dukes. Yeah.
Hit your mom. How about that?
What?
Yeah, not yours, theirs.
Okay, good. Yeah. Everybody else's, right? So, yeah, if you don't hit the like button, you're probably stupid. You're a Caleb Williams, right? We'll speak on that later. But yeah, a bunch of wrestling stuff. Again, this wrestling, I'm just not into it anymore. No buttons on Twitch. Philly Sports Price says. Fucking Twitch, man. You know, it's the only platform that pays me anymore. So shout out to Twitch. And Paladin in the building. Yep. He's ready. Everybody's ready. And stop watching on Twitch. Philly Sports.
Where's Danny?
What?
Where's Danny?
In the UK.
Ah. That makes sense.
I think he's busy. You know, he's got babies and things to take care of. So, you know, it's just me and you. You're stuck with fucking listening to me ramble for a couple hours.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing stuff over here lately. This is
nobody wants to play with me.
flip for myself. Nobody wants to play with me lately. The Dabbleverse, they're scared of me. Who else? All the wrestlers, of course. I've been reaching out. They make it so you got to like email them on a different platform. And then, you know, these people, they're not checking their emails.
Who checks their emails?
Exactly.
Nobody checks their emails.
Like, just keep, and I can't, direct message people on Twitter anymore because I don't have the little check mark. Because I just refuse to pay for it. It literally does nothing for me except go, oh, you can use the live now and you can get like buttons and like, what?
Yeah. They put a stifle on people following me. So, yeah, when mine comes up, I'm not renewing that shit.
You know how rare it is to be followed in this day and age? It's crazy.
It's insane.
Because
I remember when we stopped doing the show years ago, I had like fucking 8,000 followers or some shit. I can't even crack 2 now. It's ridiculous.
Nobody sees us, or they don't give a shit because everybody's branding their own stuff now. And the way they do it on social media, I think it's just a ton of bots.
Yeah, that's all it is.
And like AI channels and AI posts. Like these posts, even the real ones, they're just posting like 1,000 times a day everybody else's stuff. Yeah,
it's fucking dumb. And I just got a message from a girl that started following me, and I instantly knew it was like some kind of sex OnlyFans bot. And she was literally talking to herself. Like she's like, like the first message was, "I'm doing fine. How are you?" I'm like, I didn't fucking say anything to you, bitch. Like,
did you hear? There's another scam going around. I talked about one where they were hitting up like professional athletes on IG and trying to get them caught up with making it look like they were looking at cheese pizza, right? Since we all know the lingo now, you know what I mean? So now I guess they're calling people randomly, these scam people from overseas, wherever, and you FaceTime with them and they take a screenshot of you watching some lady like do something to herself, use your imagination, right? And then they substitute the worst kind of porn for that, take pictures and then threaten you, send us money or we're going to send this here. Which, how does that even compute and work for any normal person's mind? Because I'm going to pay this person to not do something that they shouldn't be doing, and I didn't do anyway. They're just going to come back for more. So
yeah.
Never
I had years ago, this girl started talking to me, and then she sends me this picture of a big, let's say, African American penis.
Whoa.
Yep. And then she said, "Hey, if you don't pay me like $500, I'm gonna put this out because you just showed me your dick." And I'm like, I'm not even black. Like, that's not even my penis. I'm like, I'm not paying you.
Oh, yeah. What
I
was
was like,
that?
yeah, send that shit out and say it's my penis. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And you could just go, hey, well, you know what?
I'm not gay no more.
Maybe I was, but now I'm not, or whatever. Maybe it's not mine. Maybe it was my picture. But
I love black guys.
Take that. What's wrong with
that? This world.
Mm-hmm. What's going on, Shades Cow? In the building. Oh my God. You know what, Shades Cow? I'm going to do this for you if you're here right now. So get typing, get those fingers going in the chat, and only say nice things about Dr. Huge again, or else boxing ring. This basketball stuff, I'll just get into it because, we got the NBA finals last night, game 2, Spurs Knicks. Everybody's getting to see how the Knicks fans are. They're not the nicest people.
No, they suck.
Just like this Philly sports pride out here. He knows you're not from close to that area. You're close, but these other Philly fans, terrible. These other
Horrible.
Knicks fans and New York fans, they've always been the worst. They say Boston fans are the worst. We're not. And you're a Giants fan, Sleaze. How dare you? Because they're also some of the worst.
Yeah, they're horrible. It's a horrible team, too. So, I mean, it all makes sense.
Well, they might actually be good this year.
Yeah.
More on that later, everybody. The Giants, even though there's plenty of turmoil because of this guy. Look at my new shirt.
Oh, fantastic.
Look at, I'm in the cult.
You're crackling over there.
I'm crackling. You're crackling.
Bad.
You're the one.
Hold
on, I'm going to listen to this podcast back, the best podcast going in the game here, everybody. Get liking and subscribing. And maybe I do sound crazy, but I haven't changed a thing. I would never change a thing because...
That might.
See, you're crackling. You're the one.
I mean, crackling. What the fuck is going on?
What is going on? You sound robotic.
Yeah. Hello? It's still there.
You sound crazy.
Yeah, you can tell it's fucked up.
Yep, you sound like a robot.
You're
Try out, back in, or whatever. And now we can't hear you at all.
Oh my God.
I was just about to get into it too. The NBA. Let me get into it. You fix over there. Keep trying though. I'll let you know if it works. Snap, crackling, popping. Yeah, Oakland Raiders fans are pretty terrible. I've never been, the farthest west I've ever been was Las Vegas. And the thing that I can just, I remember the most is the amount of Asian people, like small Asian people, a lot of them in Las Vegas and probably more in California. I don't have no problems with my Asians or anything, but they definitely like to get in your personal space. Look, we got double the Sleaze now, like the Doublemint twins. Kind of. But, you're on the phones. The phones with the restreams, I don't know. Yep, it's the same. What the fudge? I'm docking your pay this week, Sleaze, on this one. You're going to be making negative money this week. That's right. God, I'm so close to super chats, so close to monetization on the YouTubes. But anyway, again, more on that later as well. We'll keep trying with the sleaze. We'll get him back into the studio here. I got my producers on it. Yep. But the Knicks, Spurs, I just have no respect for basketball anymore. I have no respect for most things in the entertainment business, right? Which athletics is a part of that. They're just, it's all fake to me. Testes. What the heck?
Yeah.
And it's really like low. Huh?
Yeah, this is bad.
Oh my goodness. See, the sleaze, I get a guest takes time out of his day to come on and we get snapping and crackling. This isn't the first time either. This has happened not with you, but other people would come in here and it'd be all robotic. I was even robotic half a show. Yeah, I don't even know if you can try, Sleaze, because we can't hear you. And I redid my settings, made sure. And, hello? Yep.
What the fuck?
Yep. I don't know. I didn't change anything. And nothing seems to work on this show ever. If he's on his phone, restart the phone. Yes. I also suggest that.
All
We'll
right,
see you in about 5. Asians are always good for a snot rocket and a loogie. Whoa. I didn't see any of those, but yeah, I think you might be, of course, in Cal. Danhausen cursed the sleep. He cursed me too. How dare I put him on the thumbnail by, we're going to look into HUGEmaxxing later. That's been showing up on my feed. We got to figure out what that is, which I do know, and I'm going to relay the message to everybody else. But the Spurs next, I don't care. I don't care about the NBA. I don't care about their playoffs. I think the league is dead. You can travel. You can carry. You can double dribble. Yeah, everybody falls down on half the shots they take. If it's a jumper, they're probably going to fall down, right? And look at this. I can't even get them off the screen now. Doesn't even give me the option. How about I hide? I'll hide them. Yeah. Participant hidden. And watch me not be able to get him back, right? So, yeah, the kids are telling me, listening to kids, it's tough these days because they all, they know ball, right? And everything. They've been watching forever. So, you know what? I can't stand these kids online that are like, who's this Charles Barkley fella? I've never heard of him before. Let's see his highlights. Oh, let's watch a game he played in. He'll miss a shot. And they'll be like, see, he sucks. Draymond Green way better than Charles Barkley. And it's like, are you out of your minds? You out of your freaking minds? So this happens a lot. Of course, everybody thinks their generation's the best or whatever, which I'm pretty unbiased when it comes to all this. But these young kids, they don't get it. They think whatever's happening right now is it. That is all that there is and all that's ever been out there as far as greatness. And that's not the case. When it comes to fighting, of course, there's peaks in all of these leagues. And now we're on the back end coming down, I feel. So, thank you. Hammer fist the like button, pound it out. Then one day I'll pay my producer a little more and, we'll be the biggest thing on the internet. It's big as Keno Casino. I just learned about a Keno Casino recently. We may even watch a clip of theirs. We're going to be friends with everybody, of course. Power of positivity. I've been eating my bootios. But I can't be positive when it comes to the NBA and all that. It's just fucking, what a goofy ass league.
What do you think?
Yes, it worked. We did it. Holy shit. So yeah, I think I'm about done. I think everybody understands what I'm saying. When there are no more rules in your professional sport, when people are getting arrested left and right, players, coaches, referees from your league the past 20 years or swept under the rug. Oh, and then you take David Stern out, right, as commissioner for whatever reason. You got super old and he's not with us anymore. But do you replace him with some alien-looking motherfucker that is, like, fucked the whole league up and like gave it over to LeBron? Get the fuck out of here. So that's
LeBron
my hot take.
LeBron needs to be kidnapped and sent somewhere.
Fuck, it's coming back. Why?
Why?
It's good. It's gurgling again.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And it did it slowly. He was good at the beginning and it slowly gets worse. What? Is this a Wi-Fi issue? Is this a LeBron James issue? They don't want us to talk about LeBron James. That's what it is, I think. They all know where I was about to go with it.
I'm getting so fucking aggravated. Anything? No.
I get in. It's frustrating for me because I can't do anything from my end. I could do that. That's about it. That's all I can do. Well.
Let's just sit here and not say anything.
Who are we talking about? Get who on, Oracle? And don't worry, there's more hot takes to come. You might be a little bit behind. We were talking about that, though. He's going to watch. Catch up. Skip forward past all this nothingness that's happening. I think it's your... I can't hear a word you're saying.
Click the link. Yep. Okay. Yep. I got one fucking source. Fuck me.
Now nothing. I just muted and unmuted. You never know. It could be anything like this. I can't believe I pay for this. I just can't believe it. And it might work once a month. Holy shit. Sounds like a 1950s like UFO show. That's right. Use the right sources. Your sauces. Oh, I hear myself now a little bit. Hello?
Oh, now you sound good. I changed something.
You sound good, but you sound really low. And I'm getting feedback. Like of my voice.
What the fuck? How about now?
Everything looks good but her face.
What? You're getting close. You're getting warmer, though. This is better than the robot sound, but now I hear myself and...
So fucking weird.
Hit the like button is all I got to say.
All right, I'm going to come back in. God damn it.
It's not me. I don't have my stream on. I'm a professional Philly sports pride. You already know this. That's why you've been around since day one was Ish. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sure he probably has it on and he hears me coming into him, into all that. Dirty Jersey style. Am I done shitting on the NBA? Not really. LeBron James is so overrated. It's not even funny, folks. It's not funny to me. It made me stop watching basketball. I don't even watch basketball anymore because I think the league is so crooked, so weird.
What the fuck is going on? Now it's fucking backwards.
Double tap the screen. There you go. Oh, this sounds not good either.
Awesome.
It's doing the I can hear myself over. How about the audience? Can you hear it? All that? I'm sure you can. But Oracle says the Eagles are the worst, though. Thank you. You hear that, Philly sports pride? The worst. Mm-hmm. Is that what's going on, Sleaze? You got the stream on? Are you listening to me through the screen?
I know it's making the crackle, and it's my echo over here. How about now?
Man, you're really low.
Fucking
and I'm boosted to 150%.
Now?
Killing it, folks. Testes. Give us some testes. You're just looking at us all weird now.
Testy.
Yep, you sound good. I just sound terrible now. Shit.
Yeah, you're wicked low now. This is horseshit. Fuck you, Restream. How about that? Hit the buttons, guys. Like and subscribe.
If I talk, it's just going to repeat it.
The fuck is going on?
All right, Sleaze, give it one more try.
Hello?
Dude, I don't know what you did. When you reset it, it came back. It was good for a minute. But now this is unbearable.
Oh, God.
Like, we can't do this like this. That's why Danny had to go a couple weeks ago, too. Because he was echoing like a motherfucker. And that was my fault. The Restream's fault because they reset a setting on me. But this is all the same.
How about this? Nothing?
Testes. No, I still hear myself. And then it comes in all robotic that way. Whoa. But I don't hear myself.
Fuck.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, I don't know.
I gotta read
I'm at a loss here.
I gotta actually read this. Yeah.
I'm like Reezy.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think we're doing this today, Sleaze.
I don't know. It doesn't look like it.
All right. Well. I don't know what else to do because I'm not going to do the show. All right. So you have a good rest of your day. I guess I'm just going to do the show. And then hopefully get you back on again. I can't even hear myself right now.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right.
Maybe either.
Well, thank you for trying to come on like Danny did a few weeks ago.
I tried.
I would love it if somebody else could come on and let us really see what's going on here. Yeah, there's no way I can do the show for 2 hours listening to myself and the audience listening to myself, like listening to me in repeats. Exactly. Let's get me monetized. Thank you. And I can't, you know what? The super tips, I can't trust it. I don't trust super tips. I don't trust really anything. So you think I'm going to trust that, from those people? No. They travel and carry so much. If Iverson did 1/10 of the shit these kids do, the ref would blow the whistle every time. That's fact, Jack. And, there's no defense. There's no hand check, and there's no... They space the floor out. We get it. And then it's pick and rolls and threes, and everybody gets a free pass to the lane or just chucks up threes. It's really, really boring. And I get that the people love how pro sports and even collegiate sports has been with like the big games. Haven't you noticed how many of these big games are coming down to the wire, like last second shots and things? Game 7s all over the place. Not suspicious at all, especially when I grew up, 80s and 90s, and generally the better team will smack the other team around. Not anymore. They love that gambling money. They love that arena money, the merch money. They get to market more the more games you have. That's why everybody's like, oh, this series is done. Is it? I watched maybe 5 minutes of this series. I still think the Spurs, just not watching all season, this is as a Celtics fan, because how the fuck they lose too? They get bounced in the first round and they sit their best player, almost like they did it on purpose, right? So I don't believe what the NBA is selling. They're trying to maximize their profits. The Knicks being in the finals and the Spurs with Wemby as their next LeBron James is that's the business that they're going with. It's pro wrestling, folks. Try to keep up. Okay? And I'm not saying it hasn't always kind of been like that, but the way it is now with the gambling, it's so obvious. And if you don't see it, you are not looking for it on purpose because you're a mark, right? Do I know wrestling's real? I don't know. Sleep.
I'm just trying one more time.
Yeah, no problem. I would love to have a guest, but yep.
Am I working or no?
Well, you're working, but I hear myself. Can you guys hear me twice? Because I'll deal with it if the audience can't hear me twice. What do you think, Shades and Oracle? Oh, you can hear it? Shit.
Jesus.
What if I turn down? Test. Test. No, it's still there. Yeah. Amazing stuff here. Yes, the echo. He's probably pissed because he's like, I set aside time to do this fucking stupid show and nothing works. Okay, I'll send you the link. So you never know who's going to show up. Now I can scream at you to your screen face, kind of. All right. Hold on, let me do some work over here. I think I copied it. Yep. Here you go. Get ready for the link. Don't send it to anybody. Do not porn bomb me. All right? Those are the rules. You can do and no N-words. Oh my God, I can't find you in here. Now I got to go through all this. All my conversations, the millions of conversations that I've had over the years. They suspended Danny off of Twitter the other day. So I tried to put him in the post and stuff, and I had to write it in. It wouldn't even show me him. It's like he's gone. There he is. All right, here comes the link incoming. Boom. Man, the best show with technical difficulties ever. Yep, Stern was way better than Silver. I feel only slightly bad for him getting booed every year. Mm-hmm. How about that Roger Goodell, too? Great commissioner, right? Ever since he's been around, Tagliabue's the guy. But ever since Goodell's been around, the league's just, every year that passes, it gets a little bit worse. Just a little bit.
Yo,
Testies.
what up?
What's up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, and I sound good. I just sound like I'm coming through your phone a little bit, but that could have been because I was loud. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
Yeah, I can't stay long. I got to take my daughter to a birthday party. I wanted to test to see if it was something on Sleaze's end or what.
Yep. It's the sleaziest end. Lord Sleazius.
It might be going through his Bluetooth, man. And that might be causing that issue. Because I've had that when I've joined another guy's stream before, and I was on my phone at work, and it did the same thing, and I turned my Bluetooth off, and it worked. So I don't know. Weird.
Did I allow you to go on somebody else's stream?
You did.
I did?
You paid me for it, remember?
Maybe I did.
And by the way, go Phillies.
Ooh, hiss. I hear the Red Sox are doing great this year. Again. Yep. The Red Sox stink. The Bruins kind of stink. They snuck their way into the playoffs, I guess, but they lost. And then the Patriots, of course, the Patriots.
We don't need to get into that.
Amazing stuff. Another Super Bowl, just craziness. But, of course, they fell short. Seattle is just the better team. What can you do?
Hey, you got A.J. Brown now. You can have that diva.
You got to tell us about, you hear the story and the rumors now about Hassan Reddick banging his side piece. And then is it that A.J. Brown went to Jalen Hurts, the quarterback?
Well, what happened was Hassan Reddick leaked the information to AJ's fiance at the time. AJ's fiance called Jalen Hurts' wife, told Jalen Hurts' wife what was going on. So, of course, Jalen Hurts it was his fiance at the time, too. Tells Jalen Hurts, and AJ's like, you got to have my back. We got to get him out of here. He's like, man, I just want to play football. I'm not into this drama. And then I don't know if you guys remember, if anybody remembers, but 2 years ago when Hassan Reddick, right before he left, A.J. Brown's car got stolen. and it ended up in Camden, New Jersey. Guess who lives in Camden, New Jersey? Or did at the time? Hassan Reddick. He tried to blame Hassan Reddick for stealing his car.
Oh, that's amazing stuff. Yeah, he doesn't act like a normal NFL player that I've...
But he was the one leaking to Rossini. That's a rumor too, but...
And didn't he say in a press conference like the other day that he was telling basically what was going on in the locker room, the Philly to he was basically leaking stuff himself, so... Yeah.
He said it without saying it. Yes, exactly. Read between the lines. He was leaking all that. And no offense to New England, but that's got to be tampering because supposedly Vrabel and AJ been talking for months and months and months. And we got 2 years ago when we got Barkley, we got fined and everything. Well, it ended up not being, but they investigated for a leak for tampering. This seems like tampering.
We've been fined enough. They took away another first-round pick over an ounce of air in a football. You know, like, it's silly shit. It is. Even the Spygate stuff. Like, they backtracked on the report of the filming the Rams practice. They weren't filming practices. They were filming the sidelines during the game.
Right.
And even at that time, Belichick's like, people in the fucking seats have phones that had, you could flip it open and use them. Of course, they weren't the greatest quality back then, but you could still do that. He's like, everybody's got cameras in here. And you mean, you know, and then even a lot of the coaches came out and said, you know, it's crazy. We tried doing that and it just wasn't work. We just weren't good at it. And the teams were like, well, we didn't even think of it at all, but that's a pretty good idea. You know, it's basically stealing signs like in baseball. Of course, it's not ethical or moral, and it is cheating, but it's not filming your practice and knowing exactly what plays you're running like that.
Right. And also, going back to that, what about the legal tampering period? they're
Yeah.
talking they're talking like a week or two before, because as soon as the 401 deadline hits, everybody's signing. I mean, come on. Get out of here.
Yep.
Stop it. Just make it as soon as the Super Bowl's over, free agency starts. Just do it.
Yep. Yeah, because what's the point?
Yeah.
So you can find people maybe, and they don't even find many people. Again, like you said, it's like everybody's doing it kind of thing. But
Yeah.
But if you win, like, say 23 games in a row, like 2 times, like people are going to start thinking, there's only got to be one reason for that. But I'm telling you, Brady was that good of a game manager, and Belichick was just that good at scheming up defenses and making the other team make the mistakes because they weren't pressing the issue on a lot of things. They just, I don't know. I get it. I get that everybody thinks the Patriots cheat and all this, and I like owning it as like the villain.
Yeah.
Like they're the villain team now. Okay, it's us.
Oh, you did cheat. Come on. You cheated somehow, somewhere.
Everybody does.
Everybody does. You just got caught. It's like the whole Houston and baseball. Yankees and Boston were doing it before Houston, but Houston's the one that got caught.
Yep.
So I'm like,
and now it's so bad. Like what I'm saying with the NBA, with the gambling, it just makes it too obvious. It's way too obvious now. Like again, last night I even said it. I was over at my brother's house, and I'm like, watch, this game's gonna go. It'll go to the wire. In the series, no matter who wins this game, will probably still go 7 games because that's where the money is.
Yeah, or they don't want the Knicks to lose and they have like a historic 15-game run.
Here's a weird little thing. So I'm thinking about it, right? Jalen Brunson's father played for the Knicks.
Right.
And he wore the number 9. Jalen Brunson wears 11.
Uh-oh.
The last time, and then I'm thinking, all right, well, did they ever play in the finals before? And I'm like, yeah, the 99 season.
Yeah.
And you had the Spurs, and who were the 2 centers? It was Duncan's rookie year, I think.
Yeah.
But, Duncan and Robinson. What was their nickname? Do you remember their nickname?
No, I don't.
The Twin Towers.
Oh, shoot. That's right.
Isn't that crazy?
I thought you were going to try to add up to 33 or something. I was like 30.
No, yeah. But there is a lot of that, too, out there.
Yeah.
But I just found that all to be very suspicious.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, I got to run, man. I just want to get on here and check to see if it was restreamed, but I think it's Sleaze. Sorry, Sleaze, if you're watching.
All right, see you, bro. Thanks for
coming. Yep. See ya.
Yep. So we figured it all out. Everybody cheats. Some people cheat a little better. Some people get cheated a little better. You understand? So, you guys like all that sports talk? I can do sports talk for fucking days, bro. I was a fantasy football player since the 90s, where I was faxing trades. That's right, with a fax machine. You know what that is, kids? Send Boschetti the link. I would love to, but he won't come on here. He's too expensive for me. Oracle. These dabblers out here, they don't, I get the vibe that they don't want me around. That's the vibe I get. Now, they may be cool and such like that, but they don't want to send links to Dr. Huge for some reason. Am I too entertaining? Am I too good solo or something? I can carry things all by myself. These Lady Kmarts and things out here, I don't see them carrying anything by themselves. You understand? I think you understand. I'm working the super tips. You're going to be my first or second mod, maybe, Oracle, if you keep it up. I got a job for you. Grillo. I had Grillo on, God, what was it? It feels like well over a year now. But I had him on when he first started coming out with his book. And, you know, like a lot of these people that are literally Z-listers, when it comes to the whole alphabet, they're Z-listers, and they treat me like I'm below them. And I'm not saying treat me like that necessarily, but treat the show, which is treating me like that because I put a little bit of effort into this shit, a little bit more than most, I would say. And they come on fucked up, glassy-eyed, out of their minds, you know, being highly disrespectful. And then I goof around with them a little bit. You know, I give it back to them a little bit, and it's just like, woo, I'm the worst guy in the world. So, again, I'm Donatello from the Ninja Turtles. I'm a this, I'm a that. But I say it about others. I goof on others. They can't take it. So, and I'm going to be just like everybody else now. Lots of dead air. Who cares? Doesn't it matter? We're hanging out, right? We're just hanging. I don't need to try so hard. I don't need to buy any more Trump shirts with him wearing the Trump title. Of course, made out of 100% gold. Trump gold. I know. Fax machine, so old. I did it, though. I scored the points in fantasy by reading a newspaper. Yep. So I remember my numbers. I remember the sport. I know what's going on with this stuff, okay? So when I say LeBron James is the shit and he's super overrated, you should listen. I know. You know who LeBron James is? I'm going to put him in perfect terms that all 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s even kids will probably understand. LeBron James is Sean Kemp with steroids and with the league behind him. Okay? Similar bag. You know, LeBron James doesn't really have a bag. He chucks threes like everybody else. Not the greatest at it. Of course, this whole era is going to be better than the old era because that wasn't the way the game was played, chucking threes. Coaches would get upset when you chucked a bunch of threes. They weren't playing this, Joe Mazzulla math game. If we shoot more threes than the other team, then we'll win. That's like such a lame way of playing basketball. It's a lame way, like how the fight game, it's just like, I'm going to wrestle this guy to the ground and hold him there for 5 rounds. That's a shitty way of MMA fighting. It's not entertaining. And I get that they're going to score more points and people are going to be like, wow, we hit another shot from half court or whatever. Dr. Huge doesn't care about that. I care about the actual game. And a game has to be not necessarily hard to play, but it should be tough, especially at a professional level. So now when you're basically walking up and down the floor and getting wide open looks, and all you do at practice all day and your whole life has been shooting 3-pointers with nobody in your face, it's kind of like it's shooting fish in the barrel. And what's the entertainment in that? Because the kids, like, they get a pop out of it. All right. Well, I'm here to tells ya. The old NBA, the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, that's where it was at. 2000s is the last real, like, the best era. That was like your peak. It peaked in the 90s, when, just like all the graphs show. What do they call it? A bell curve type deal. And then we're back into the shits. And you could even say the 60s and all that, kind of the shits. But you know what? They had a lot less teams. So people are like, oh, they're playing plumbers and this and that. Well, that's how the game was then. That's how society was then. You know, They didn't go, oh, I'm going to play a children's sport and make millions of dollars. And that also isn't a win, too, because the kids' defense is always, look how much money they're making. He made the most money in basketball, so that doesn't matter. Could you imagine Larry Bird on steroids playing 20-something years? He'd probably go down as the best. He'd probably have a dozen championships or something. But you know what he did? You know what the Kobe Bryants did and all these other people? They worked their asses off. They put it all on the line to win right then and there when they were playing. And then you might only get 10 years out of it. But they put all of that into the 10 years and spread it out. You know, I'm going to sit out this game. Oh, no, my ankle feels funny and my back and my this and my that. Larry Bird is fucking laying on his back in front of the bench and playing. Laying on his back looking up at the fucking ceiling of the arena while people are running by him, you know, right next to his head because he couldn't sit. So, fuck this generation. Again, when it comes to everything, the music, not the independent music. I want to get that straight. But everything that's considered professional is not professional anymore. And I'm done. That was my little speech. And I hope everybody liked it. Give me some holy shits or something. Come on. CM Punk? Sure, I'll take it. Goldberg? All right. I think we did enough dumping on the NBA. Not like I watch. It's just very upsetting to me because I was such a big fan of the sport. And to see how now college basketball is way better, and in some cases has been better for a long, long time. You can't pay people over $100 million and expect them to want to compete. They just shut it down like Kawhi Leonard does. Kawhi Leonard could have been an all-time great. And I know some people still even consider him that. But how can you consider anybody an all-time great? That kind of quits and just goes, yeah, I'm done. I don't want to play this season. I don't want to play this game or that game. What? You're supposed to be the Claw, one of the best offensive and defensive players in the league, and you're not going to play. He won that one championship with the Raptors, and he got that money from LA, been done ever since. I mean, he's had some good games here and there in the season. Like this season, I think he showed up, and I'm like, that's right, Kawhi Leonard is alive. What? But again, it's a generational thing where we went from guys playing a game, then going and driving taxi, like a lot of the guys for the Celtics used to do in the 60s. And then up to now, where they're making over $100 million, and they may not even be the best player on the team. So it's just so imbalanced, just like my mind. Newspapers, these ain't the 1950s. This ain't 1950s magazine, pal. It's a great Dabbleverse quote out there, and it comes from Ronnie, the limo driver from Howard Stern, by saying, this ain't Hot Rod magazine, pal. So if you ever want me to move on from something, it's one way to put it. And we are moving on to Clash in Italy that happened last week. Wow. So Clash happened, and TKO, you know, they pretty much kicked Dr. Huge out of wrestling. So I don't watch really anymore. I keep up with the news and the highlights and things, but I'm not sitting here watching these things. And you know what made me think? This Gunther came out this past week, or as Cody Rhodes calls him, Gunther, right?
What do we want to talk about?
We want to talk about Gunther, who, a quote of his, where I wrote it down, it's a very special quote. Fasten your fucking seatbelts for this quote. Where is it? I must have put it over here. Did I put it over here? Gunther. And I quote, watching modern wrestling is a waste of time. What? How can you say that? You're a modern wrestler, though, Gunther. But you know what Gunther thinks? He thinks he's not a modern wrestler. He watches the retro stuff. He watches the old stuff. And he believes that's the style. He even went a little bit further. He said he doesn't really take anything from Seth Rollins in any of his matches. You know, one of my favorites of the new era, of course. And then he's not going to take anything from Roman Reigns.
Acknowledge me.
He's like, there's nothing I can use. You know, I put people in nice little headlock grip or something, but I can make it look good. You should be able to make it look like something. And this is what me, the Sleaze, Danny, everybody that comes on the show, we've been talking about it from day one, that this is what wrestling is, what Gunther's talking about. You have to make it look like a struggle. And that's why people like the Gunther. That's why he's one of the top heels going right now. And it's because he makes it seem real. We get that it's not real, right? We all get it. But why do you want to do all the flippies and the this and the that? And we don't need all that. Calm it down. Make it look like a fight. And you'll all get over better. Even you, Roman Reigns, you can get over even more than now. And I get, they look at him as like he's the best and he is one of the bigger draws. But this is why this generation doesn't get as much respect as some of the other ones, because they just were a little more with the shits. Okay? All right, Gunther. So shout out to you, Gunther. Stop losing to Cody Rhodes. Stop losing to Sami Zayn.
Acknowledge me.
Stop losing to Roman Reigns before you even start. Okay? We can't have you just beating up all the old guys like John Cena and
a lot of people violate rule number 40 of John Cena's house rules in the living room by forgetting to use drink coasters.
Not me, John Cena. Don't make me choke you out like Gunther. He's been doing a lot of commercials lately, this John Cena. So many commercials. But he beats up John Cena. He beats up Goldberg. Beats up AJ Styles. Sends them all out of wrestling. Was there somebody else too? I don't know, maybe. Why not? Let him retire everybody. But Brock Lesnar's not going to be retiring, right? He beat Obafemi. Another reason not to watch Clash at Italy, because Dr. Huge already knew. Oh, Lesnar came back? That was a possibility. Oh, he's going to beat Obafemi at this Clash in Italy? Yep, got it. And now he's going to go to SummerSlam and then lose the trilogy match to really then put Obafemi over the top to all the people out here so we can buy all the Obafemi merch and we can do the walk, and then maybe Brock retires. But he definitely shouldn't retire again like he did before, leaving his gloves in the ring, because it doesn't mean anything. He needs to do it the old style way of doing it, how Cody Rhodes even wants everybody to do it.
Go fuck yourself!
He says just do it like the old fellas. You go away, nobody knows you're retired, you're just gone, and then you may even show up again one day. Just do that. Stupid idiots. Not you, Brock Lesnar. Don't kill me. Don't come and get me.
Of course, jabronis.
Oh, you're The Rock. You're not Brock Lesnar. I thought you were going to be mad, Brock. Of course he's mad.
I'm coming for you, motherfucker!
I told you don't come for me.
I'm the beast! Donald's a piece of shit! Miocic's a piece of shit!
Well, good thing I'm neither. How about this story, folks? Maven. Remember that guy? I called him Chud the Builder last week because of his clout chasing and all this on on the YouTubes and, like, you guys got beef. Let's go do it on my show. And, let's make that YouTube monetization cash. And it just makes me feel dirty. And maybe I need to be more like Maven. Even more like Maven, other than the bald and the skin and all the rest. I'll try. Maybe I'll get Maven on if I get to 100 million botted views. Right, Maven? I got questions. I know you're very popular. The videos are, some of the videos are pretty good though. But Maven said this week that WWE forced everyone to attend Triple H's bachelor party. I love this story. So he was forced to go to Triple H's bachelor party when he was getting married to Stephanie McMahon. And here's the kicker. Triple H showed up with like only 20 minutes left in the night. So imagine you're like one of these guys, one of the boys in the locker room. You don't want to deal with Triple H. You're like, he's about to marry the boss's daughter. He's over. He's got all the belts and the clout and all this stuff. And we don't even like him. How about that? And then you're going to force us to go to his bachelor party that he's not even at? What? Could it be? Could it be a real story? Possibly. Because the other story that, Maven always goes with is Triple H. He buries and he buries with that golden shovel of John Cena's back from the 2010s, early 2010s. And he was buried by Trips. But there are many out here that think you just weren't that good, Maven. Could that be? I would say that's a possibility, right? Maybe. I mean, last time I talked about you, Maven, we watched a clip of you doing your, signature drop kick, and your shoes came off. Huh? Your fucking shoes flew off when you tried to do your signature finisher drop kick on somebody. And this is after you bloodied and fattened some guy's lip because you hit him with a potato in the Indies. Oracle says, we're testing Stephanie still together in real life. Was that a humiliation ritual? I don't know. That test stuff is really sad. I think Test and China both got screwed over pretty good. But listen, who doesn't? Have you gone through this life and not been screwed over like that? If so, then congratulations to you, because I think it happens to a lot of people, women and men. So I think by them just being in a traveling circus like the WWE, then that makes it a lot worse, of course, because you're traveling the country with these people. But you see what goes on in pro wrestling. Those aren't the only stories, but they're definitely two of the more sadder stories that I think of. And, who knows? I could have had China on the show someday. We were interacting online a little bit before her passing. And this talk is not going to get you, Maven, to come on the Talk to You show. Nasty Neil all over again. I don't care about Nasty Neil coming on the show. How about that? I don't care about Maven coming on the show. I don't. I mean, I'll say like I do, and it would be cool and it'd be fun, right? But I don't give a shit. I don't care either way. But it would be fun for them and me and everybody out here if they came on. Either Nasty Neil or Maven. Shout out to Nasty Neil and Maven. I know. Nasty Neil unfollowed me online, and I was like, well, what are you going to do? YouTube TOS. Hold on. You just wait.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly. Oh, 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 A little bit of the bubbly.
Are we back? We're back. Don't worry, we'll get Maven on. I don't mean anything, Maven. Where's my warning sign here? Hold on. I got to bring this up for a second. No, I can't bring it up like that. Damn it. I want to just bring it up. This fucking stupid thing.
God, nobody wants to play with me.
Nobody wants to play with me. Do you think the sleaze gave himself technical problems so he didn't have to play with me today? Could be. It's a possibility. I turned myself up. I was really low again. My God. No, I love you, Maven. I watched you on Tough Enough. I watched your career. I told your Triple H story. I didn't condemn you for it. And, I'm goofing around. I'm having fun. I'm doing a show. What am I supposed to do? Be boring as fuck? Like, no. Can't be boring as fuck. And maybe it is. Maybe this is boring to people. Right? Maybe they don't get it. But then get out of here. How about that? How about fuck off and hit the like button before you go? Thank you. Anyway, don't forget all kinds of weird videos I got on the Dr. Huge Show YouTube channel. Check those out. I dropped another one today. More shorts coming. Another big video in the works. And another one coming after that one because they're both Cody Rhodes videos. And those are my favorite to edit. And they're going to be hilarious. But I do have this Mick Foley one where he's putting over Darby Allin. And he's going after, he got kicked between the legs like MJF and he started crip walking. But check out today's too. LA Knight in the building. Haven't done an LA Knight one in a while. Had to go backstage to do that one because, he's not out in the crowd too much lately. And shout out to Rib Shot. Don't forget to go tell Maven. You know all the big people. The Chris Van Vliets. Is that his name? Yep, go tell Chris I want him on. I want Mark on. You know who Mark is, right?
Rest in peace.
That's Mark. I want Mark on. I want Seth Rollins. You come on. Even though you know football, right? You think you know football? Okay. So let's talk Bears. Let's do it right now. I'll do it without you. We can do this whole bit with you here, Seth Rollins. But before we get into the Seth Rollins Chicago Bears talk, let's finish this Mick Foley. Mick Foley's going to wrestle again? Is that what I'm being told out here in the media? He's going to wrestle again. So I told you the story. I met Mick Foley. We're bros. Right, I got his picture behind me signed to Dr. Huge, right? So I'm not selling your merch, Mick. I don't do that. I get it signed to me. And then if I need to wipe it out with a magic eraser and sell it, then I will, if I get destitute or whatever. But Mick Foley couldn't even stand up out of a chair to take a picture with the great Dr. Huge, one of the largest live streamer podcasters in the world at the time. Coming back after this goof business, you guys are all fucking ordering Uber Eats and acting really strangely with all these files out there and all this business. I don't know what you guys are doing, but before that, Dr. Huge was killing it on the internet, and Mick Foley was a pal of mine. So I went to one knee, Colin Kaepernick style, right next to Mick, get my photo taken with him because I know, I'm an empath like that. So I was like, I'm not going to make this guy clickety clank himself with all those metal fucking Wolverine parts and try to stand up next to Dr. Huge and take a picture. I'll just kneel down next to him. But now 10 years later or so, he's going to be getting slammed in the ring again. What? Huh? Are you on the DDP? Maybe that's it. Another huge inverse megastar, Diamond Dallas Page, has been on the show. Shout out to you, Page. That's what we call him. And maybe he got you yogaed up. You're yogaing it up. I'm MAGAing it up. You're yogaing it up. So get well, Mick. Maybe you're getting well, and now you're going to get unwell again. Sure your family is loving this decision. And could it be he was all furious with WWE over their support of this fella right here, MAGAing it up, and he went to AEW because really the ulterior motive is to get that last match in, and they knew WWE was not going to sanction that. No. You know who has been sanctioned, though? Looking at all of you right now on your phones and your PCs, looking at you like that, all creepy, like he's looking at you. That's Vincent Kennedy McMahon. That's the look he gives you before you know. Some Diddy partying is going down. You understand? That's right. Dap me up, Vince, again. Turn it up. That's right, Vince. He was sanctioned. See how I did that? Him and Nicholas Khan in WWE. Both sanctioned by the court. And sanctioning in this fashion is more like a penalty, right? So the court has sanctioned him for doing some TB12, phone smashing, some Gronk spiking of phones, and maybe some other, destruction of evidence that the court wanted through communications. But the devices now, they just don't work anymore, right, Hillary Clinton? Where did all those emails go? Whoops. I dropped my phone, smash. But in this case, the courts are not going to be dealing with this. Vincent Kennedy on the rung of powerful people. Sure, he's powerful. He ain't Hillary Clinton powerful. Maybe not even TB12. Maybe around TB12 now. They might be even now. Now that he's lost the E. But, yeah, I mean, get well, Vince. Just know, if you ever get in trouble with the law, you got to Gronk spike your phone, bro. And I don't even know if that's going to work anymore. You're going to have to go spike all your devices. You're going to have to Mr. Robot this shit and take all your SIM cards and your hard drives out and bake them in the microwave. Something like that. See, I know things. But anyway, Caleb Williams. There's been many other people talking about this week. The quarterback of Seth Rollins' favorite football team, the Chicago Bears. This mofo is on the cover of Madden. I didn't like him coming into the league. I know he's good. I know he's unorthodox the way he plays and whatnot. But when the cover is this, he's throwing in midair over Chicago with his legs split, like he's doing a split. This is the most cringe Madden cover I may have ever seen in my life.
It's the shits.
It is awful. And then if you want the ultimate version, look, you get to see his painted fingernails. Look at those fingernails. Now, if it was a better picture and it was more zoomed in, you would see it, right? But you see why they did all this. It's like, this is the promotion of Madden. Well, Madden, what is going on? What is going on with everybody?
I'm not gay no more.
I seen him at like some art thing. Caleb Williams. He was in his like these tight little boxer shorts. And he got down on his knees in front of like this plastic sheet. And he walks into it. And then the plastic gets like sucked over his body in the front. and it's like some fucking Illuminati baby eating modern art type shit. You understand? And ever since then, I was like, wow. And Oracle says he has the Jeter Airways poster that came out before 911. Google it, Eerie AF. I'll write it down. Google Jeter Airways. There's so many. It's called predictive programming, right? A lot of us already know about this stuff, but many of us don't. But look into predictive programming, your movies, your old TV shows, the music, the covers, the art, the logos, the whatever. It tells you what's going to happen in the future because it's stuff that they want to do. It's not necessarily going to happen in the future or being predicted. It's their mind controlling everybody to manifest this reality, right? The certain reality that they want. Yep. Jeter Airways poster. So. And book Maven. Got it. He'll be on next week, folks. Don't worry. And then, can you believe this? Just a little more wrestling. The WWE, they look at Dragunov as the kind of guy that they're going to keep as a mid-carder. Huh? One of your best wrestlers, one of your most believable wrestlers. He's a smaller version of Gunther, if you don't know. He's a Russian guy, of course. He's got the look. He's got the fucking dragon on his neck now as a tattoo. So he's bought in. He got super injured a while back. He's come back, and now you want to make him a mid-carder. Why? That's stupid. You make Sami Zayn the perennial mid-carder, not Dragunov. And this is why, again, the TKO type of WWE, they're missing me. And the only connection I can make to why they would do something like this, do you guys know most of the videos that I make, like the promo edits and stuff I have on the Dr. Huge Show YouTube channel, many of those videos and shorts are restricted in one place, and it's Russia. And it's weird, right? But I think it's because of who owns... I don't even know why it would be. I have no idea why it would be. Why only Russia I can't show my content? And it's because it's WWE. So WWE content can't be seen in Russia. The man's name is Dragunov. His whole thing is... And he may not even be Russian. I don't even know. Maybe he's from Russia. Maybe he's not. I don't know. I know he came from NXT UK, where him and Gunther, back when he was Walter, was one of the... It was just like people were raving about that match, just like how they were raving about this mask versus mask with the El Americano Grandes. So now that they're both in WWE, Gunther is being pushed to the moon, of course. But Dragunov is going to be limited to the mid-card? That's fucking stupid.
It's the shits.
You guys are dumb. How do you not have anything for him? How do you not have anything? You don't even have something for Dominic Mysterio, who is a known commodity that you guys like already, even more so than Dragunov, way more than Dragunov, apparently. But you're still not doing anything with him either, because why? You don't have anything for... The teenagers love the Mysterio, Liv Morgan stuff. They love those relationship stupid angles like that. And they just gone away from it, really. It's a second thought on these shows. So I understand WWE is super corporate now. You know, they're just hammering out their fucking McDonald's hamburgers over and over and expecting people to like it forever. And then they're probably going to dump the business on somebody else or sell it off to somebody else after they try to get all their money and even more out of it. But it's just, I don't understand what they're doing creatively. Creatively, the WWE, it's the shits.
It's the shits.
That's why I don't watch it anymore. I'm giving a little more time, to AEW, TNA, and others. as far as interest. AAA even, right? That mask versus mask. It's just, you're going to tell me a league with guys that wear masks is going to be more entertaining than yours? Then you're going to go all around the world and put tarps up everywhere, right? It's all about the tarps and how you lay them, right? Triple H. So you're going to go all over the world and lay tarps and give us shows in the middle of the afternoon? This all stinks, man. Fucking stinks. Yep. And that's where I got it. One of the greatest YouTube videos I've ever seen. But when I heard this,
it's the shits.
I said, that's a staple on the show I'm about to do. And then I did it. Now we're here, and it's the shits.
It's the shits.
Mm-hmm. And serious question, Dr. Huge, how do you feel about WWE scrapping SmackDown and going back to just a 2-hour Raw a week? Also one world title. I'm all for it. Less is more in this day and age. Doing more for the sake of going, well, there's money to be had, right? And I get it. Corporate-wise, that does make sense. You want to become, eventually wrestling is going to be like a 24-hour news channel. Why wouldn't it be? Everything will be like that eventually. And then maybe everybody will be in their own little worlds, their little pocket universes, you know, with their chips in their heads or whatever. Because the phone's got to go somewhere. We're not holding phones forever, right? So the phone's going to be a part of your hand, or it's going to go in your body or in your head somewhere. That's the plan. And when they normalize that, then you're just going to be what? You're going to have marks out here with just nonstop wrestling going through their mind feeds. That's how I see it going. So they're definitely not going to scale it back, but they should. But that's not what makes money. Having more we got to now have a Thursday Night Thunder, and we got to have a Saturday Night Collision, and we got to do this and do that. And then all these new promotions pop up underneath it. And I'm good with all the indies and everything. I'm just saying there's a lot of wrestling. There's all the YouTube wrestling. And then, you know what? And then none of these fucking people are professional enough to even show up on the Dr. Huge show, to even answer me back in an email or a message. So, again, it's just like the social media thing, how it was much better and different back in the day because the cream was allowed to rise to the top. People had recognition for things, but now everybody's got a fucking show and a this and a that. So they're more about getting themselves over and ignoring everything else and what everybody else is doing. And now we're being force-fed certain things that they're not good. For example, Drake. You know, just think about all my past Drake rants. Just being forced on everybody. A whole generation sees it. That's the thing. LeBron James, he's the greatest ever. A whole generation, that's kind of like, even though many of them, they can't really debate the Jordan thing, but that's just because there was so much pushback against it. But you understand what I'm saying. Everybody kind of had a little bit of knowledge of what was really popping back in the day. Now everything's being analyzed and criticized to the point where, like, not like the way I do it where I'm goofing around a lot. I'm not really caring that much to criticize things this harshly. But again, I'm doing a show and I get it. If I don't at least do that, you know, I'll be left in the dust by these people, you know, screaming slurs at people outside. And like, I get that. That can be pretty entertaining, right? So you're watching MLW tonight. Shout out to MLW. That's where I know MJF passed through there, carrying crosses over there now. And a lot of these places are, or promotions, that's probably where the realest form of wrestling you're going to get. I'll tell you, one of the best PLEs, pay-per-views, whatever you want to call it, that I've watched in the past like 10 years was Ric Flair's last match. And I'm not saying it sarcastically either. the whole show was good. I think Karrion Kross was on there too. Andrade, I think, fought with Ric Flair against Jarrett and Jay Lethal. But that entire pay-per-view, the way they did it was just, it felt like wrestling to me. That was the last time that I was really like pleased with like, this was a good show. And I'm glad I spent like $40, $50 on it. And I haven't done that in years up to that point, because we had the WWE Network and all this, and then Peacock for, $4 up to $6, $8 up to $8, right? And they just keep going up and up $2. Yeah. It's this WWE TKO type shit though. It's not what's best for business. They gotta chill. They gotta start how about Sol Ruca, right? So she wins the Intercontinental Championship over Becky Lynch, and I love Sol Ruca. I understand why Becky Lynch is good, but I can't stand her, entertainment wise. And I still don't care about all this. Because the way that they bring people in these days is so anticlimactic, and there's so many leaks, and everybody knows what's going on before it happens. It stinks. It takes a lot of the value out of it. Not all the value, much of the value out of it. And yeah, shout out to Sol Ruca. I mean, we love Sol Ruca over here. I don't even have her picture on here anymore, but I should probably put it back up someday. But this is what I look like when Sol Ruca's around. You understand what I'm saying? Kiana James, they're also pushing her, which needs to happen. And yeah, they're getting those two things right. Julia's cool in all this, right? But Kiana James, Sol Ruca, go look them up if you don't know who I'm talking about. You will love them too, and if you don't, you're a stupid idiot. Or you might be a little coom-see, coom-sa, as The Rock says.
I'm not gay.
No?
I'm not gay no more.
All right, maybe not no more. Ripshot, one of the most exciting wrestling events I've seen in a long time was the GCW one with Cardona versus Nick Gage. Really? They were smashing each other with lights and stuff. I think I actually saw that one online too. I didn't watch the actual pay-per-view, but yeah, some of these random indie pay-per-views are the best. In Paladin, there's a lot of wrestling. I just pick and choose what to watch. Some MLW here, some AEW there, maybe Raw. How dare you, right? Yep, you're just like old Dr. Huge over here. Because, yeah, I'm not a tribal person. I may have my WWE lights, and I'm a WWF kid, really, at heart, of course. But without Vince, this isn't what I grew up on. So them trying to bury him with having like playthings and stuff like that, that doesn't mean shit to Dr. Huge. I don't care at all. I'm going to have Jay Aletto on from PWP Tuesday night this week, so be on the lookout for that. I'm booking more during the week. I would rather have a guest for the weeknight shows, and of course the Saturday shows. So if any of you are interested or know anybody, because I'm literally thinking about getting people that like eat hot peppers online to come on. I can make anything out of anything. I just need somebody to work with. So if you eat hot peppers, you're right. If you're a real OnlyFans person, we can have fun with that. It doesn't have to be wrestling. Let's just goof around. I'm not attacking anybody nasty, Neil. We're just having fun over here. We're just magging it up. You understand? We're all Americans, except for Danny and Ribshot, I think. But we're good. Okay? Thank you. Vince was named one of his dildos after Dr. Huge. Probably. They're taking plenty of other ideas from old Dr. Huge over here. Yep. I don't know. When a lady starts bringing in the big old or the Vince McMahon start bringing in like all these like toys and things. It's like, to me, that's odd because I'm like, isn't this the toy down there? Why am I using these things and all? I walked into a porn store many years ago. I think it was back in the 50s. And I shit you not, I'm not making this up. How could I? There was, imagine like, like the old toys, like an old doll. And it would have like a plastic cover and a cardboard box that was vertical. It wasn't a doll inside though. It was a fist like this. And then there were different ones. You could have the business fist, where it was like a dress shirt around it. And there were other versions of it. And I turned right around and walked out. I said, I didn't know this stuff existed like this. I was kind of young at that point. I was like, whoa. You're selling prosthetic arms with dress like clothes on it, on half of it? Like you had the casual arm and you had the business arm. I'm not even kidding. People are nuts. So then I just made my face fuchsia wide eyes at it and left. Well, and then I picked up Ron Jeremy Goes Wild, and then I left. Because he's one of the goats. He's Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks. He's Leonardo DiCaprio. He's Denzel Washington of banging out here. The Hedgehog. That was his name. Don't give WWE any more ideas, right? They love their merch. They may even come out with some. And then, of course, they won't make it seem like it's meant for that and put it in sex shops. But you never know. They'll be like, here's a Roman Reigns fist with the glove. And you, too, could cock it up. Get it? And then punch each other out, right? Right. I don't know. It's another great idea by Dr. Huge. You should look into it, WWE. Look into it. Thank you. We're going to make so much money off that. The Roman Reigns arm I'm talking about with the glove. Anyway, Bianca Belair wants or asked fans to not make any more AI pictures of her baby.
What?
So are you alerting people to make pictures of an AI baby of yours?
What?
Why would you announce that? Because maybe a couple people went, maybe her baby looks like this. Is it that creepy that you have fans that are way into you and that are stands and all this stuff, and then you went out in WrestleMania and let everybody know that you're pregnant? Have you seen the fan fiction people out here? They can be pretty weird. So I think by announcing that, Bianca Belair, you're doing yourself a disservice. Because they're probably going to do it more now. Get it? Shout out T-Fresh in the building. But is it weird? I don't know. I guess so. I think a lot of things these kids do these days are pretty weird. But again, I get it. A lot of the times it's they want the attention. They want the clout. So by you asking fans not to do that, now they're probably going to do it more. So get well, Bianca Belair. How about this for some news? I just saw this before I went live. Kim Kardashian, who was told by her doctor recently, we played it on the show, the clip of her going to a brain doctor and him going, you have some black spots all over your medulla oblongata and stuff. And she's just sitting there like this, like nothing's going through her mind, the same face. It's like, you know what I'm telling you, right? So she's not with it, but she wants to be in the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, comic books, Spider-Man, X-Men, all this stuff. And I know that people are like, make her Mystique, ooh, because Mystique is essentially naked. She wears like a bodysuit with the blue skin and all this. No nips or vajayjay or anything, which is like, okay. But how about not even that? Why? I just can't stand how this world works anymore. It is a massive popularity contest, and it's happened through social media. Now, social media is pay to play, so you can't become popular. You can't find an audience without paying all these people and all these different little companies out here and all these third parties. But Kim Kardashian is going to be in the X-Men, who she probably doesn't even know what it is. What any of it sounds like fun. Yeah. Just like Kay Adams with The Undertaker. It still goes up my ass from last year. What's this guy's story? Who's this Undertaker? It's like he's already retired. Everybody knows The Undertaker except you, and now you're going to interview him and Seth Rollins and everybody else in the business that we've been in for all this time. You're going to get the people. Got it. This goes right up my ass. Again, these Dabbleverse people, they're worried about me. I am not worried about any of them. I got way bigger fish to fry. We're going after Pat McAfee. We're going after Kay Adams. We're going after the man, essentially, by doing that. So, we're killing it. We're doing it. We'll still mention you, and I'm still a little interested. But, this Dabbleverse is starting to fan out into other communities that I really don't care for, that I don't really find all that funny. So hit the like button over here. But let's check it out. I got some tabs up. I'm going to watch Kino Casino. Shout out to them. This ain't hate, right? I'm doing my job. Just doing my job. They're going to talk about Gavin McInnes, famous racist, with another famous racist, Anthony Cumia, online. They're going to talk about Gavin's DUI and his ankle monitor, which is news to me. Again, I haven't been keeping up with the Dabbleverse too much since Stuttering John has left us. And, of course, he had to trash me before he left. So unprofessional. But, hey, I understand. Everybody trashes old Dr. Huge over here. Okay, let's see. Let's watch a clip. I don't do clips. That's my Kevin Brennan impression, if you didn't know. Who's Kevin Brennan? Anyway, here we go.
On with Gavin McInnes here. Gavin looking bloated, looking like an alcoholic.
He looks old now. What happened?
He's old. I know. Time passes in a chronological fashion. I'm pretty sure he's like 60 years old.
All right, I think I mentioned it before. The reason why I don't like a lot of these shows, and again, this ain't hating. It is what it is. It's just my critique on it. And they can critique me all they like, right? It'd be nice to be seen by somebody. But they're having too much fun for Dr. Huge. Dr. Huge I almost can't have this much fun. So when people are really whooping it up and laughing at something that I don't find, like you seen me, I haven't watched the clip yet, but I ain't laughing. But the co-host over here, Sleaze, you got to laugh more like this. The top guy over here, you got to start laughing like that, Sleaze. Well, first of all, you got to get the Wi-Fi fixed. And then you got to start laughing at all my jokes just like this. You're doing good, but you could laugh harder. Like really sell it.
At this point, like, how old is this mother?
The last time I saw him, he was fighting Copper Cab. Do you remember that?
Yeah, and he beat the piss out of Copper Cab.
Who the fuck is that?
I actually thought Copper was going to win.
I did too, bro. Whatever happened to Copper Cab? Sometimes I see him go live and he has like less than 100 viewers.
Can you imagine going live and having less than 100 viewers? I couldn't. Not Dr. Huge. How could you? But this is why I understand. I need a community to link up with, right? But none of these communities want me. You look at me. Listen to the way I sound. Look at the talent. Look at the handsomeness. They can't handle all this, right? So we got to do it ourselves around here. If you're watching now, this is what we got. We all we need, like the Patriots said last season. That was our slogan last season when we went to the Super Bowl and lost.
And he makes no money.
I actually watched a documentary on Copper Cab the other day, but the guy was way too British for me to keep watching. So,
oh God, nobody can watch.
Oh, buddy, it's too much.
Oi, it's factually accurate.
Dan, I wish I was watching this with Danny right now. He'd be so mad. Probably be punching his fists like this.
I've been holding in an announcement. I was recently apprehended.
Is it an announcement? Hey guys, I was arrested. Like announcement, big announcement.
Wow. Okay, all right. I'm out of that. Let's check out a couple of. This guy's one of the biggest nerds in the world, Steel Toe. I can't deal with Steel Toe right now. Shout out to Stalin, one of the hottest clippers in the game, of course. But yeah, I'm not watching that. I'm not interested in a lot. You understand? Where's Stuttering John? Where's my Stuttering John? And if anybody doesn't know what I'm doing right now, I'm going through the Dabbleverse a little bit. Again, this is like starting to spread out into different areas where there's sectors and there's other verses, but they're all kind of touching one another. So they're all getting blended in together. Oh my God, if I hear this Brittany Venti's chick's name again, Nerdotic. I mean, even him, he got like 1 billion viewers, and we watched a stream a couple weeks ago, and it's boring. You guys are so boring. Mersh is cool. I was about to get Mersh on, but he's like scared I'm gonna like ambush him or something. Literally. Gonna ambush. Like, I'm not like the rest of these people. You know, I'm not clout chasing. I'm not like looking to fuck people over and stuff. I'm actually doing this, you know? And we got this lawyer. I don't know if you ever heard of a Nick Rekieta, but I only know of him because of the Dabbleverse, because he started like swinging with, what's his name? The Steel Toe guy, that other nerd we saw up top. They're all in like court cases now and shit. I just don't, I'm not into fucking legal verse. It's not fun. I want people goofing on each other and maybe, yeah, the fighting and all that for that area is a good time. But when people are like, I've got gag orders and I can't speak, it's like, well, then get out of here. Then what are you here for? Shout out JDTN. Haven't seen you in a minute, bro. Hit the like button, bro. We're doing it today. We're watching clips. If anybody sees anything they want to like, I'll take requests even today. Ribshot, I'm not a big fan, big on giving opinions online, but those two seem like a couple of proper guns to me. Yeah. You know me. I'm friendly with everybody. I don't mind anybody. I talk my shit, of course, but you know, I don't go for the giggling podcasts. It's just not fun. It's too put on. I like that's why I like MLC, because he's miserable. It's called Misery Loves Company, and he's legit miserable, and you can feel it, you know. And I've been checking out you backyard boys over there, Oracle. You're in the gang. I know you're in that cult. They finally followed me back after months. About time. And then always follow people back. What's the point of using social media if you're not going to like interact with other people? So I'm not saying follow back every, fake broad that is like, hey, look at my pictures or whatever. You don't have to follow them. But if you're on there and you're getting followed by a bunch of people, follow them back. What's it going to hurt? It's social media. You're supposed to be social with these people. I get that there are many people that are out there just for the numbers, but hey, if they're following you, at least they're not trying to bot their numbers. At least, right? You don't have to treat everybody like they're a fan, because trust me, there's not a lot of people that get fans. Even if you're on OnlyFans, trust me, they're not your fans. Okay? They're there for reasons, other reasons than you. Maybe your butthole, maybe the chat, maybe the this, maybe the that. I've never called people that have come through my show or even watched me every day for years and called them fans, because it's cringe. But these a lot of these people, especially in the Dabbleverse, which is very cringe, thinking like you got fans and stuff. No. You may have some supporters. People that are like hanging out with you in the chat and that type of thing, but they ain't like your fans. Nobody's better than anybody in this world. We all take shits and we're all gonna die. That's how I see it. Stalin is a real one. He followed me back. Then your feed gets filled up with a load of shit you don't want. Yeah, that's how I do it. And if it's that bad as shit, I'll just mute them. But I mean, compared to back in the day, I couldn't mute everybody, and I don't even know if there was an option back then. But it was just different. People would actually get involved with you more. They're just not doing it like that these days. And maybe it's because the numbers are down on all the platforms. They're spread out. There's a whole Kick thing this past week where you can hide viewers, and it's like messing people up one way or another. It doesn't matter if you can hide viewers, the number, because there's people out there buying views, and they're not going to hide it. Yeah, tell you what, I'm not really interested in any of this. I'll give Gino a second because I like to not like him. And he doesn't shut the fuck up. And he's talking about Chad Zumach, who I also don't care for, but I find entertaining for his antics online. Again, I don't hate any of these people. I just, I get it. It's just like watching reality TV. It could be trashy, it can be stupid. Hey, I like it. So I'm not going to deny myself things that I like. Okay, what do you got to say, Gene?
I will not be heartbroken. I just need to hear you hear this. I'm sure you're busy living your best life in that wonderful fucking land of yours, but I am telling you, dude. I'm fucking telling you. It is absolutely insane how much he lies. Hold on, let me see. Dick pic, not my dick. There you go. Let's see if he answers, ladies and gentlemen. If he does, I just want to hear his reaction. This will only take a minute. Let's see if he never answers the phone. Dude, I know. You have to hear this. You can't make it up. Okay, so he said I called him drunk, right?
Right.
Okay, so he says I called him drunk, and this is just, so then suddenly, a week later, he goes, no, I called Gino, and he was drunk. And then people are like, well, why'd you call him? And the next iteration is, well, I needed a booker's number in Florida. Chad, who says I'm not funny and lives in Florida, unlike me, where I don't work, called me. So then once I say I've got a phone bill, and, with the receipt, which I showed, I'm sure Chad goes, well, that's why he changed it to I called Gino. And then when somebody said, incoming calls are on there too. You know what he said? He goes, Gino called me with Keanu's phone. Anthony, I'm not done. Anthony, shut up. I'm not done. So, Anthony.
Why would you do that?
Anthony, it makes sense. So wait.
So I'm guessing this is about Chad saying Gino called him after Compound shut down. Maybe it isn't even about that because he talks so fast that he loses me and I start going and like playing fucking the Meow Mix song in my head or whatever while he's talking. And then I'm like, what is he talking about? But I think that's what he's talking about. I'm going to let him finish cooking and let you do your Gino thing. It's weird. I feel like I talk a lot. Obviously, if you're doing a show or whatever, you have to talk and talk a lot, especially if you want to fill the dead air. But he does it in a way where it creates like this air conditioner effect on me where it's just like this white noise and it puts me to sleep after a while, or it turns into a ooh. So don't let that happen to you. Try to listen up. We're listening to a tweaker rattling right now, and just
so someone must have asked him that. And look, I'm going to show the super chat and the thing. Can you admit so someone must have asked why? And look at this guy. Chad said he saved Keanu's number under mine because he thought it was my house number, and I borrowed his phone to call her once. He lies like a 5-year-old. What?
This is the most important phone exchange since Watson, come quick, I need you.
I'm sorry. It was, you know me. I apologize. I don't apologize for the mistakes you made being my.
I don't understand the reference. I don't understand why he's got two Chargers helmets over here. Well, I do get it. He is a fan, but I mean, I would rather eat than do this, to be honest. Like, watching Gino is pretty rough on the old Dr. Huge. So let's give us some yeeting, a little yeeting intermission.
G.
Did you see my new t-shirt, everybody? Hold on, watch out here for a minute. Minimize. No. Maximize. Look at this. Give you a good look. You like that? You like my new shirt? It was a gift. It's a good one. Where's Gino? Come back. Just needed a break. It's the only way I can take it in. You know, MLC's been tough to watch lately. He's been playing a lot of Ray DeVito, Gino, Carl. Oof.
My friend, but you just have to hear it out loud, Anthony. Out loud. All right, buddy.
He's so f***ing stupid. He's such a f***ing liar. Like,
see, I'll take the laughing here. Do you understand the difference? I'll take the laughing here because he's listening to Cumia, and he's been a buddy of his for years, but just in general, we all know Cumia can be really, really funny. So even when he's not being funny, it still kind of sounds funny from his voice. You understand? But I will accept this type of humor. They're boozing it out. They're having a good time for themselves. But like when the other shows do it, like the Carls and whatnot, where they're constantly laughing after what they're saying, nah, bro. I can't fucks with that. That's crazy. I can't. And this is, again, back in like 2018, 2019, whenever, when I first saw who are these podcasts out here, I'm not like a hater. I subscribed to them. Then I unsubscribed. Then I subscribed to them. Then I would unsubscribe because they'd pull me in with the John stuff, right? And I'm like, the John clips are funny, but then they would laugh and laugh and laugh too much all over what they were. It's like, you're not really the focal point of this. It's really John. And I'm not trying to put over John too. John trashed me. It's just, this is reality, right? So that's when I speak on like the laughing podcasts and things like that. This ain't that. The reason why I don't like this is the nonstop, like at light speed, like a crackhead. That's what I don't like. But I do like the little thing that they got going on with Gino and Kumia, even though Kumia hates me because of my skin.
I don't know how anyone goes, well, that must be the truth, but that must be a lie. Every thing that comes out of Zumach's mouth is a lie. Take it as an absolute. It will always be a winner.
Yeah. He always did. He did come up with Kumia country. Chad had a big black eye one day. Went on MLC, said he got beat up by a guy and said they screamed Kumia country or whatever. It was the Jesse Smollett situation that he was replaying. It was hot, though. That helped really boost things up for a lot of these shows. So shout out to Chad Zumach. Even though you don't like me either, that's fine. You know, you're a baby fatso. I'm Donatello from the Ninja Turtles. Let's go.
Yeah, and it's not just that he lies. His lies are so bad and stupid.
Yeah, they're terrible.
They're insulting. And you know what he does? And then I'll let you go. And you're the best. Hope you're up for a great weekend. For me. Hey, Anthony, I'm not saying I'm a genius.
You're not?
No one's saying you're a genius.
But you know what he does? He after he lies, he tells a different lie. And he goes, obviously they'll believe that because the other one was a lie.
Yeah.
And it's a
dumb. We get it, right? So this is what I'm talking about. So like when we're going through, these are the clips, right? And I'm not dogging Stalin or any of the other clippers. I'm just saying like, this is like the best moments that they can come up with. I need to start clipping my own show. That's what I got to do. Because there are some fire moments in here. And I'm my biggest critic, but I do got some good ones sometimes. And I don't know where they come from. I pull them out of the ether. But these fellas yucking it up. Come on, Kumia. I want Kumia on. I'll get him on. Watch. Easy. He's friends with the TSN network. They love me over there. They love me so much. They think about me all the time. They think I'm a woman. TSN. Man, a lot of Nick Ricardo over here. There's Scarlett and Ethan Ralph. I know all these people. I shouldn't know any of these people, to be honest, though. Keno in there. Look at the Dabbleverse Ruin Dissector. They called it Dissector like a fucking 90s rap group. Okay. So there's that. Then we got, this is the one that really bothers me, okay? Now, this is a clip. This better be entertaining to Dr. Huge. Somebody by his fucking self. When these people, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them on the screen right here. Friday Night Tights. They got a redhead replacement, right? Because of all the Chrissy Mayer hoopla, which you probably don't know about because you might have a life. Not like Dr. Huge. Let's see what they got to say about this. But first, a quick message. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the Dr. Huge Show channel. Thank you.
Better redheaded gal was on the panel today. That'd be Vara.
Thanks.
Black Kane with a $5 says, hi, Vara. It's nice to see a redhead.
Get it? It's one of those George Floyd jokes. Get it? Come back.
On FNT that
Black
isn't
Kane.
an unfunny Craigslist 403. No matter what David Jaffe says. I have no idea what it means.
I don't know, but David Jaffe said I was only popular because of my hair, my face, and my gender, so...
What?
I guess that's me.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's not bad, actually, is it?
Okay.
It'd be like saying, oh, you're only popular because you're
Thanks,
tall,
I
dark, and
guess.
handsome. Oh.
Tough week.
You're really attractive. So there.
Yeah. You're only popular because
People only
people
like you because you're attractive.
Thanks, David. Do you want to insult me? I'm up for
Creator of
insults.
God of War. I mean,
Well, a little bit too much credit there.
a little bit.
That was the clip. I don't even know what happened, to be honest. I was too busy having Seth Rollins juice. We're killing it today, folks. We're doing it. I don't know. I always think I suck during the show, and then I listen to it afterwards. I'm like, it wasn't that bad. Especially in podcast form. You don't have to look at all this, right? Don't look at all this. Look at all these nerds. All right. Let's give Dirty Jersey a shot, huh? Go to my homepage here. You guys can see it all. I have nothing to hide out here. So if anybody says I'm weird or I'm doing something I'm not supposed to, don't believe them because I'm not. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to out here. Who should we look at now? Dirty. Dirty's got the clips. We gotta get him back on too. I've been trying. Don't you big time me like Nasty Neil. You know what happens, right? When people get cursed by Dr. HUGEmaxxing. I mean, there's DSP clips and more Kino clips. Holy crap, these guys are blowing up. Gino calls Kumia to call out Chad. We kind of just watched that, but we could watch it through Quadfather's eyes. Great subscriber to the Dr. Huge Show channel, Backyard Boys. Yep. We got Shuley and Pat Dixon. You see? He got his eyebrow up at all times. Let's watch this one.
I think maybe even Dirty Jersey Rat. Dirty Jersey. Yay! I love this song.
Has he been watching Karmic with him?
Here and there.
Okay, so first, Shuley is from TSN. He's the leader there. Then we have Pat Dixon over here. These are stand-up comedians with podcasts. Pat Dixon's left eyebrow won't go down. I think the story is that he had some sort of an injury or something, and his eyebrow won't go down. See? And he also talks like a 1920s gangster, see? So I don't know. It feels like a bit to me, but he's got the fucking people's eyebrow 24 hours a day. And then, of course, we got Shitware from Howard Stern Show, who came on the scene by weighing shit. As Stuttering John put out there many, many times, of course, I knew about this. He weighed high pitches Eric shit. He weighed Joey Boots shit. And he worked his way onto the Howard Stern Show, weighing shit, working in the newsroom. And he probably hates me because of my skin.
Lately, I've been watching him because people keep bringing me up to him as if we're watching him every night and covering him, and we're not. And he's just, it's. I think everybody's guilty of this early on in this crazy world we're in, is believing whatever they say in the chat without actual confirmation. And Karmic is just the easiest to do that too. So people just send him bullshit all show long. He reacts, goes off about it. Very John-like.
He reacts to the ones that he likes, and the ones that he doesn't, he goes, "You're just trying to get me mad."
Right. Which
and then, they are.
And then he'll keep talking about how you're just trying to get him mad, and then eventually he gets mad. You know, so
that's his
eventually somebody trying to make you mad, even if you're not mad, can make you mad. But like, you got to be a little immune to that when it comes to the chat, especially when you've attracted such a great. There's a lot of people that come over there to harass him. It seems, you know, if you've ever looked at his chat, it's just like a lot of insulting shit. And there was a time when he had super tips that like every super tip that came in would just be like a hard kick in the ribs, you know.
That was amazing. It's like careful what you.
And that's the thing. You don't want to build something like that, and it can easily happen to you if you're not paying attention, really, and if you're just looking for the money and all this. Which I think that's kind of what Karmix was up to. And shout out to Karmix. I got no problem with him. I don't have any problem with anybody, of course, like I say all the time. But you know, I won't take this down talk about Karmix. I'm not like a huge fan of his or anything. I don't watch his show, but I don't like that Pat Dixon and Shuley are going to talk down about Karmix because he started off in the chats and then started making his way into doing the streaming thing, and at least it got some sort of Stuttering John ball rolling where he was getting the hate chats, which a lot of people would like to have. You know, I'm not one of them. I don't want hate chats necessarily, but the money that comes with it isn't bad. Even if it's $20, people call me worse names in real life for free. So you understand, of course. And Shuley blows. Are you a Howard Stern guy from back in the day too? Pat can, Shuli can't. Well, yeah, Carmix was a Pat viewer from back in the day. My only thing with Pat, I don't have a problem with anybody. Want to get mix it up? I'm not trying to mix it up or anything. I don't see where the funnies are. There's not a whole lot of funnies coming. Like, I like to think that I'm trying to make funnies here and there, at least on purpose. And people are like, are you trying? And you're doing stuff. It's like, yeah, well, yeah. In the Dabbleverse, they don't want you to do stuff. They don't want you to try very hard for whatever reason. But if you're doing a show, you should probably have something funny to talk about, or at least some like little, like they'll say, let's just see. They may say something funny. Let's see. I've never really laughed at anything any of these guys have said. It's more the chat and the memes and the videos that they've put together. And that could be the co-host. That could be anybody, right? So I'm going to give him a shot. Let's go.
Fish for, because he got super tips and then he hated it instantly, wished he never had it.
$5 at a time, just I had to be doing pretty good because people would just like over and over with just like some of them were fucking hilarious. I mean, there really should be a super cut. I think we've missed a lot of opportunities with funny super tips, voice tips.
Yeah, well, we did have a guy that would make funny super cuts of super chats and super tips. Remember, the guy was he was a black man named Menser Math. Shuli struck him down. Remember that, folks? Dr. Hugem remembers.
That just get lost, you know what I mean? And a lot of them way funnier than any of the shit that I ever come up with. I can't speak for you guys. I know you got a whole creative team over there and everything.
No, but same with us. Like there are people that super tip and they create a whole story. They use multiple voices. They figure out ways to get it to do things, different accents. Like it's crazy and it's so fucking funny. I love it. I think, the people we got in our chat are some of the funniest people in the Dabbleverse.
And you see, because they send you money. Come on, bro. Listen, chat, if you say something funny, in my chat I'm speaking to right now, and I never say chat and guys in chat and, directly break the fourth wall and speak to you guys. But I'm doing it right now. If you're funny, it will make me laugh. Now, I'll put it up on the screen. I put most stuff up on the screen. Even stuff that's hating on me, I'll put it on the screen. But if it's funny, I will laugh at it. If it's not funny, even if you pay for it. So always know, come with the good ones, all right? Over here. We don't want just random ass hating chats and even if it's about other people. I don't need that. Don't want that. We want funny stuff, okay? And you aren't funny all the time. I'm not funny all the time. So how the fuck can the chat be funny all the time, right? It's just not. That's not how this works. But these guys will lie to you to wring some more money out of that fucking super chat, super tip utter out there. It'd be like, you guys, oh my God, you guys. KB does it too. I get it. I may even start doing it in the future. And if you're watching this and you remember this part, just keep it locked in your mind. I know what's going on, okay? But I'm going to try to get some more shitty jokes out of people to get me a little cash in the pocket. You understand? So that's how I feel about a lot of this. Because so far, I'm not getting any yucks or anything. Again, I'm going to let him finish. I'm going to give him the entire time to make me laugh once. And if I do, I'll give him credit.
People doing it just in regular chats too. If I go through and read some of the chats during some of this shit, I'm like, God, I wouldn't have thought of that. I didn't think of that. That's fucking great. We're not sitting. As a stand-up, you and I used to do a lot more stand-up than I do now. But you write jokes and you have them, and that's the writing is kind of important or whatever. These people are just like fucking banging out jokes. Like hardcore, it's they're pretty good at it. Some of them should get jobs. Just joining, if you mentioned that MLC fans think Kevin is funnier than Cumia and Artie Lang, they're the dumbest fans in the verse. I haven't noticed. I haven't mentioned it. No, we haven't mentioned it. we didn't say, hey, MLC fans, pretty fucking stupid, huh?
Well,
they think Kevin's fine. I didn't even know that they thought that. I don't think that. Do they all think as a group like that hard? Like that? Like we think he's funnier.
Do they mean Joe Cumia, his brother? Because
I don't care if Kevin Brennan hates me because of my skin. I think he's funny. How about that? I think Kumi is funny. I think Kumi has cooled off over the years. Of course, he's had his issues and things. I mean, the man almost died, so I'm not like giving him all this crazy criticism, but you know, he was hitting it out of the park with the Vincent Kennedy McMahon talk and the Jesse Ventura impressions and I'm not a very good impressions guy. I wish I was. So he's like one of the kings at that. And Brennan, of course, it's the vibe he's giving out that's funny in general because he's miserable. It's named after the show. He doesn't like anybody. He does burn bridges, which was his last show's name. It's amazing. If you're into that kind of thing, if you resonate with that, which I do, because I am also kind of miserable. I'm not looking for everybody to fake laugh and everything at all. The chat and the guests and the host. Listen, if I bomb, I bomb. If you guys bomb, you should bomb. Let's not laugh over it. It makes people that are aware of this feel ill. Which I do, watching a lot of the stuff. This is not that. He just gave you. Is he talking about his brother Joe, who's not funny, right?
Maybe might be a photo finish there.
It'd still be close.
Yeah.
No. I think Kevin's a funny guy, and everybody universally acknowledges that, whether they're fans or like him or not. And
I love that they all have to fucking bow their head and go, yup, he's funny. They all have to do it, right? And that's what we're working towards, right? Or just the undeniability. You may not like me, and I may not like anything that I'm about or what I'm talking about or whatever the fuck you come up with, right? But eventually, if I start banging out like back in the day, daily shows, like I'm going to do a show Tuesday night with Jay Aletto from PWP. Go check that out. We're going to talk about the Vince stuff and him being sanctioned by the court and, you know, real court business when it handles like millions of dollars and lives are at stake, not this fucking Dabbleverse stuff. But the Dabbleverse stuff is still original. It's authentic to a point, and it's very much in my pro wrestling world. That's why we like this. That's why we invest any time or energy into this, if you forgot. And let's see what the chat's saying. Yeah. It's all about that money, JTN. You know how it is. Mm-hmm. I can do a decent zooted De La Hoya. Well, get it worked up. Get it figured out. And I'll get you on one day as Oscar De La Hoya. Maybe I'll play Dana White. I'll come in full whiteface. I'm bald. And we'll have it out, right? Also, that British cigarette, Chris Wallace. I do a pretty good impression of him, too. Nice. I used to do a really good Shanae from the TV show Martin when I was in middle school. That's like one of the only things I could ever do. And thank you. We love you, too, over there at the Dr. Huge Show, JDTN, and everybody that comes through watching on the Twitters when they used to watch, and the YouTubes and the Rumbles and the Kicks, Twitches. Dabbleverse blacklisting the Good Doctor is bullshit. That's how I feel. Kind of feels like that. Like there are a lot of different groups, and I'm in touch with a lot of them, and they all don't want nothing to do with me. So Skull, let's go.
A little bit of the bubbly.
I don't give a fuck. I'll do this all day, every day by myself, and I can do it. Right? Who else can do that, Stuttering John? Who else?
Stuff like that. You know, so like I don't know, like how do you have a funny off between Kevin and Cumia? It's like studies in contrast the styles. You know, Cumia really does play up to his audience to a degree. Not when I say play up to him, I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean
he means he screams the N-word and everybody fucking knee slaps.
Like Jack Benny did. He speaks with respect. He talks about you know what I mean? That's kind of, even in the old days, I think there was you could say probably did that. I mean, he'll shit on people where they need to be. He's not afraid to do that. But, like, you know, Brennan is, like, abrasive from go and all that shit. So, I mean, it's like, you know, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, right? But to me, nobody's, you know, few people are funnier than Cumia.
And look, you know, there's the approach Kevin takes isn't genuine. You know it's fabricated. You know it's to generate super chats.
I don't believe that. I think Kevin Brennan is truly miserable, and you can see it and feel it coming out when it happens. So does he put it on? Everybody puts it on, Shuli. Everybody, even Stuttering John. That ain't Stuttering John 100%. That's like Stuttering John amping it up a little bit. Of course, he's ridiculous in real life too, but he's going to amp it up to do a show, because that's what a show is. It's a performance of some sort. And if you're not looking at it like that, and you're just fucking kicking back and going, we're just hanging out, it's the worst show ever. Every time. And that's what all these rich guys do. Big seated podcasts where they sit on couches in these big chairs and they just bore everybody for hours. It's not what I'm trying to do. It's not what anybody's looking for. We want some sort of realism. And I do believe in you, Kevin Brennan, that you do bring the realism, because you will fucking send people into the desert and not care. That you were good friends with, you will talk shit about anybody, really. You don't care about anybody but your family. Got it.
You know, because these people that he hates, when he comes into contact with them, all of a sudden that hate isn't there. It magically disappears. So,
like it is for most people, Shuli. When you see people in real life, when you're not performing, you're like, bro, I'm performing. It's exactly what I would say if I seen Nasty Neil, right? Me and Nasty Neil supposedly have some beef. I don't have any beef with Nasty Neil. I'm having fun, right? He turned me down to come on my show 12 times. And then he's going on Fruit and Puppet shows and filter shows. You know, I thought that's funny to me, right? So I made it into a thing by going on a larger show. But now that's like, he thinks that's like a real thing. Come on, bro. Am I the only one that understands like wrestling? It kind of feels like that. So come and get it from the source if you want the actual truth and the unfunniness of that truth. But when it comes to doing a show, you know, I'm working the gimmick, bro, and I'm not lying about it. I'm going with the feelings that are there. You understand? And I think that's what Kevin Brennan does too. He legitimately feels some kind of way about you and Pat and this person and that person. And he's going to fucking say it. And he does it in a funny way because, of course, it's not that serious. But to do a show, it has to be that serious. You get it? I can't believe I'm explaining this to a video.
So I think with Cumia, whether you agree or disagree, it's genuine. Like, he's not bullshitting. You're like, I'm pretty sure this guy feels this way. You know?
Maybe. I mean, definitely with Cumia, I agree. But I disagree about Kevin. I think he has some actual, authentic dislike, hatred, contempt for some people. And I think that he... the fact that he's like friendly, you know, when he does run into somebody, you know, otherwise it's just, I think there's other reasons for that. I mean, it's a whole different situation, isn't it? You know, like on his show, it's where you generally.
Pat seems to get this more for some reason. He just gets it. there ain't nothing funny here again, but
you hear him, doing his stuff, and he's like in control. He's in, he can just like take you out with a push of a button, So I mean, it's like it's just a different situation. Stand up, you don't have as much control as you do running a stream. It's funny we didn't even bring Artie into that conversation there, but I mean, it's
not even a question. It's not even a question.
Funny guy. I'm not as familiar with Artie's work as maybe I could be. I always liked him when I see him on Stern and shit like that, and I've never seen him do anything that I just hated. He did repeat that Tony Curtis line an awful lot.
Mm-hmm.
On Kumi, that thing about the type.
I love Stuttering John because how ridiculous he is. That's why he was the dabbler in the Dabbleverse. He was the most ridiculous. Kevin's pretty ridiculous too, but I get that he's not going to be like that with everybody all the time, 24 hours a day. But he did fight like his own family members. Tries to get into it with people on a regular basis. So I wouldn't say that that's fake and phony or anything. Plus, he's Irish, and that's how many of the Irish people I know around here, including myself, believe it or not, that's how we feel.
A rope around him so he doesn't shit his pants.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think the fact that he showed up for work at some points was a victory. I don't know that I'd be like, he's using that line again. He was doing a lot of lines back then.
He's hilarious. The junkie showed up for work.
Yeah, I mean,
he's literally a junkie. It's not even a fucking insult. I mean, it's like I imagine it's very hard to show up for work if you have the best substance ever at your disposal.
He was
so good.
He was so kind to me when I started working there because I didn't know anybody in New York, and it was Thanksgiving time, and he's like, "What are you doing for Thanksgiving?" I said, "Nothing." He's like, "You're coming with me to my mom's house for Thanksgiving," and he brought me with him to his family's house, had dinner, and he's driving me back to the city. He's like, "You want to go?" He goes, "You want to go see a movie?" I'm like, Yeah, let's go see a movie. I don't have anything going on. So we went.
This reminds me, I went to a party one time, and back in the day, the parties, you just stay over random people's houses and just kind of crash wherever. And there was this kid there one night, same age. He was an intern at the Howard Stern show though, or he was a former intern, and I was such a listener because I used to drive for work. So I listened every single day, and I got to hear the whole thing. And he was like, "Do you remember the intern that stayed at Artie's house and was a Red Sox fan and blah, blah, blah?" And I'm like, "Holy shit, that was you?" And he's like, "Yep." And it was a whole thing of how nice Artie was. And he's like, "Can you believe it? I just was an intern at the Stern show, and he thought I had no place to go. Like he thought I was going to stay in the streets or whatever for a night. So he told me to come stay at his house and crash on his couch and all this stuff." And I was like, "Dude, you got to tell me." And this is what I do with the wrestlers too, or anybody that comes in that's a part of any entertainment type of industry. And I'm like, who's the one that gives you the most problems? I love knowing who the problems are. And he goes, "You know what? You know who the biggest asshole was at Stern?" And he said it was J.D. Harmeyer. That was his number one. He was like, he was the biggest fucking asshole. And Scott Salem, Scott the engineer, he said he was also a dick. Again, you got to take these stories with a grain of salt, knowing that, they're interns and people in certain areas, they act differently towards different people or whatever. So, but that's the vibe I get listening through the radio. I don't really know a whole lot of good people, I would say, that came from the Stern show. Robin annoyed me. Fred annoyed me. Howard annoyed me. Baba Booey. And even by the year, the older and older I get and the more I listen to old Stern stuff, Baba Booey's one of the most obnoxious fucks on that entire show. Go back and listen. All those times now, Stern, I used to feel bad for him back in the day when Stern would be yelling at Baba Booey, and I'd be like, "Oh, that's wrong," and he's playing the boss role and whatever. Howard's right most of the time. This Baba Booey he's an elitist, just like the Tracy said. Tracy, who dressed down Grillo with the top shelf liquor and all that stuff when she was screaming at him. She had one of the best shows, and they put the kibosh on it just because the one episode she ragged on Scott the engineer. He dealt with it like a man and actually had a conversation with her on the show about it. Then she went off on Baba Booey, and Baba Booey shut that fucking show down. So, because he called him an elitist, and he's in back office just talking with the boys all the time and treats her differently and has her clean out refrigerators and all this stuff. If you listen to the Stern in the old days, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But that's why I still see it till this day too. People are like, "Oh, but Baba Booey's he's one of the good ones," and blah blah blah. No, he's not. No, he's not. He got a big old head on him too, and he's a brown nose, which George Takei actually pointed out one episode. There was a whole episode where they had a bit where George Takei was supposed to talk about the things he hated most about everybody in in the power players on the show. And he called and they were supposed to figure out who's who and whatever. Well, the brown nose guy was Baba Booey. And he just goes, "I just can't stand you, the way you suck Howard Stern's ass like this." But hey, it did work out for him in the end, right? And poor old Shuley over here, he was, and again, I don't hate Shuley either. I'm not one of these Shuley haters. Oh, he's not funny and all this, even though Stuttering John basically forced me to say he wasn't funny. I thought he had some good lines in his roast on Stern. I think that he probably could have had more clout from maybe his contributions put into the show. But hey, he tried. He wanted to get involved. He got involved. So I'm not taking anything away from him as far as all that Stern Show stuff. It's just overall, you got to be able to finagle it in such a way where you don't have to just rely on making fun of Stuttering John 24 hours a day, and where that's like your niche. It may have worked for a little bit and you're doing well for yourself. Maybe, I don't know, because all the views buying and all the rest. But again, I'm not a hater. I would love to discuss this with you, Shuley. Let's talk to everybody, but I don't think anybody wants to talk to Dr. Huge. I might look a little too Palestinian or something.
It's like Taxi Driver and Sybil Shepherd. He takes you to the porn theater.
Close. We went and saw James Bond, Quantum of Solace, the first Daniel Craig James Bond movie that came out. Okay. And I'm like, hey, I know it's so funny. Think back on it now. I'm like, hey, I know you're. I don't know if you're sober or not, but is it okay if I smoke a bowl real quick before we go in to see this movie? And he's like, yeah, I'll hit that with you. And I'm just like, oh, all right. Well,
and there was the beginning of his downward slide.
Well, what's funny is after the movie, he was like, you want me to drop you back off? I'm like, no, I'll take the train. He goes, thanks for your demon weed. Don't ever bring that around me again. He's apparently
that was a thing on that Stern show, too. You guys remember in the 2000s when like Stern, Robin, and Artie would all act like, have you had weed before? I was like hallucinating and I'm like losing my mind. It's like, what the fuck? What are you taking? Like, that's not how that works, bro. But they try to make it seem, they almost like were bought and paid for by alcohol companies or somebody to like trash marijuana and make it seem like it was reefer madness from like the 1920s, like you're gonna jump out your window or something and start acting like you're a cat. So that was wild stuff. So that totally lines up with everything I heard back in the day where he's like, oh, you're devil's grass or whatever, and how dare you, and look at Pat's face.
The high, so
demon weed.
It
can make you paranoid, and I don't think heroin. You ever see? All I know is from TV. Like Chris Moltisanti or whatever. And he shoots up and just. It's like that must be amazing. Yeah, whatever's going on there, it's got to be great. I mean, you puke and stuff maybe too, but it's sad. Oh heck! $1.99. Shuley, would you do a show with Bob and Pat?
I mean, I'm doing a show with Pat now. I've done a show with Bob. I mean, you know, I'm good. I'm good.
More do you need?
I wish Bob all the best, man.
Again,
you know.
in playing devil's advocate in Shuli's defense here, like putting him in the Artie's chair at that point in time was, I get them they're trying new things out, right? Remember when they put a whole panel on? I remember looking back around 2014, 2015, there was like a whole panel with like Richard and Sal and Mamet. Oh, the Mamet days. Ugh. I listened to like one show with that guy on it. Oh my God.
I'm not gay.
What? Are you sure? But he was fucking awful. Just, that's when I was like, oh, okay, I don't have to listen to this anymore. Like I checked back and I'm like, oh, I'm good.
It's the shits.
But man, Shuli in the Artie chair, he wasn't helped. Let's put it like that, right? Again, Baba Booey didn't like him. You could tell people backstage didn't like Shuli because they weren't helping putting him over in that chair. They were trying to get him out of there, it felt like. And Stern would always kind of give him the cold shoulder or not react to a lot of the jokes or anything that Shuli was saying at the time. So yeah, it didn't work. But they also didn't give him a chance. It was almost like a pity, like, we'll let you sit in the Artie chair for a week because it's your dream. And then we're done, right? That's what it felt like to me.
All the best.
I honestly don't like Dabbleverse acrimony. I'd rather talk about your producer Joe there with his he was so obsequious or something. Like, I like the guy. He's a hard worker and stuff. And I never thought that he was in the wrong in that stupid fucking hospital situation, that doctor situation. I always took and some.
And if you know about this doctor situation, it looked like he was in the wrong. He was like being allowed in a fucking chemo center or something like that and was getting into it with like patients and nurses and all the rest. But let's hear what Pat has to think about it now.
Old dude and he gets his gun out. Great. You know what I mean? Like, people who use this kind of stuff to, you know, paint a picture of a guy, I never think that that's really fair. But I will say this. When we would do a run, we used to, I mean, like, I can't believe the prep and the shit that we used to get involved with when we were doing the, what was the show that we did about, it was Men Are Talking with Zen, you know? And we would meet the night before to like go through what was going to be in the show, which seems fucking insane to me right now. But like we did, and those meetings were so much better than the show. I mean, it's like we should do this
because that's a fucking new move. I can't do any more of those, but that's because that's silly. Nobody does a fucking show with each other before the show. What are you, a rock band getting ready to perform later that night? No. You know what I mean? Come on. So I'm about to wrap it up in a little bit. I got a few more things we got to look at, though. We got to get this maxing in, this HUGEmaxxing. This is some wild stuff, everybody. We got to check this out now. I'm sorry I bored you all that other stuff we just went through, but we had to do it. Come on. What's going on? There we go. It was frozen. We're going to look at some oil boys. Oil boys? I'm going to be an oil boy, I think. So you see these humongous arms over here? So apparently, go on, make it big. Why isn't it making it big over here? There we go. Okay, so he wants to get acquainted with this lady. Now he's showing off his big guns, right? But these aren't your natural big guns. These are like pumping in oil into your arms, in your traps, in your boobs, and all the rest. So let's check this out.
А вы слышите меня? Ну, можно, пожалуйста? Ну, блин, вы такая красивая, простая.
No, in fact, this individual is another case where he is having to see a doctor because that oil he is injecting into his arms is starting to make the tissue itself go necrotic, or in other words, die.
So what's the treatment plan? What's next? Well, I have an appointment with Dr. Hassan God willing, on the 21st. I have an appointment with him, and also an appointment with a Dr. Jihad, also God willing.
The man he's got the Bob titties from Fight Club.
So hopefully there will be hope, God willing.
You seeing this?
And the reason for that is the oil in his arms that they're injecting to inflate the size is in such abundance, it's basically strangulating the arm or the muscle there. It can't get oxygen or blood delivery, and so eventually and over time, that tissue begins to die. As it sits there, necrotic, in your body, it starts to metabolize, and that process creates a lot.
It's a great rapper from New York.
Of byproducts. Those byproducts happen to be extremely toxic for the human body and actually kill people. So yeah, not so great. This also happened to one of the most infamous oil boys, Bazooka Arms. We made a whole video about him.
Bazooka Arms. He was the one that was just hitting on the girl a minute ago. This is amazing stuff. You better look into HUGEmaxxing here, Paladin. This is the new thing here.
Or bazooka hands.
I'm professional man, natural, bazooka hands. I'm professional bodybuilder, Mr. Olympia, muscle, naturalis, a kung fu pro, master.
Look at the punching power now with all the oil in his arms. I can't do any more of this. You know what? We can't. We just can't. I've had enough. I think we said it all. We did it all today, everybody. Hit the like button. Hit the fucking subscribe button. Hit the notification button. We're trying to pump it up over here in the Dr. Huge Show YouTube channel. We're doing pretty well for ourselves. We got another show coming Tuesday night live, so check that out. And also check out all the videos I've been putting out lately, the shorts, everything else. There's so much more coming. And I just want to thank everybody for watching all this and hanging out with us for today. You should be really thanking me, to be honest, but for now, I'll thank you guys because, nobody wants to play with me.
Nobody wants to play with me.
Nobody wants to play with me. Yep. We figured it all out, folks. Have a great rest of your night. I'll probably be on Arc Raiders later, even though that game is I don't know where it's at with everybody right now. It's losing a lot of players from its player base, but we did it, man. Shout out to the Sleaze for trying to come on, right? He came on for a little bit and sounded amazing. And Philly Sports Pride out there, one of the better Philadelphia sports fans. So go follow him. He's also on YouTube. And follow each other. If you're in the chat and you're hanging out, everybody needs to follow each other. That's how we do it here. We got to build our own community because ain't nobody helping us here except ourselves. So shout out to you, Coach, Oracle, Paladin, everybody that came through, everybody that will be watching this in the future or listening to this in audio podcast form. You guys are the GOATs. And thank you. We'll see you later. Have a good rest of your day.